All right, welcome back to the first episode of the Fan Connection podcast for this new 2022-2023 NHL season. For those of you wondering where we've been, I was on a little hiatus, so I took a little break from streaming for a little while. Back though, Ponch is back and ready to go as well. So is Berta. So we're pumped for this season. We have a few announcements to make, but before we get into that, what's up for the stream today is the season preview and just kind of shooting the shit about what happened in the offseason. So just a bit of a rundown, what teams did, just to kind of like the highlights. So like the Florida trade, for example, or the trade and sign in Florida, and the moves Ottawa made, Montreal surprising at the draft, just certain things like that. And then we're gonna hop into the season previews. As for the announcements, we have a draft tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time for our Yahoo Fantasy League. The winner will be rewarded with not only pride, but also monetary reward. And we also have a basketball league coming up. So for the upcoming NBA season, we have a draft. I believe it was on the 16th, Sunday the 16th of October at 2 p.m. Eastern time, but that can be changed in the future depending who's available, who's not available. It's just a tentative date for now. But more importantly, we will be streaming the draft tomorrow for our Yahoo Fantasy Hockey League. If you want to take part in that, please reach out to us ASAP. And we'll find a way to get you in there. We have a maximum of 20 teams. So if you want to get in on the action and you want a chance to win the prize money, now's your chance. So boys, I guess after that long intro that I just did, how you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty solid.
Yeah. It was, you're going to hear my chair creaking so much. I feel like in this time where we have not done our podcast, my chair is slowly broken more and more. So now, like, it used to, like, I know you can't really see it, but it used to be solid so I can lean back. But now if I lean back, it makes the loudest noise and it goes so far back. I'm just waiting for the day it breaks. I know it's going to break at some point. Either this breaks or the Canucks make the playoffs. It's one of the two things.
I mean, could be both.
No.
Why not both? Why not both?
No,
Canucks make the playoffs, chair breaks.
No. If both happen, then that means they've won the cup.
You know what? That's fair.
Okay. Fine, over you, man.
Yeah, so, it was a stressful summer in Calgary, and I can't wait to get back into that. Yeah, the Sharks have been fairly tame. I'll be in and out of the podcast for the next little bit. For those who don't know, I study in New Zealand, so my summer's coming up pretty soon, which means it's the end of the semester in a little bit, so I'll be in and out, but then once the semester's done, I'll be a little more consistent.
Which is perfectly understandable.
I'm pretty sure he just doesn't want to talk about the Sharks. That's why.
Yeah, he wants to make sure the Sharks are either really good or really bad, so he can have a good take on them. I think Ponch is just too afraid to take a hot take right now, and that's all it is. Like, I'm gonna make my hot take right now. Habs are not finishing last in the Atlantic.
That's not even a hot take.
What do you mean? They're terrible.
It's a really hot take.
Fine. No, Habs are gonna almost make the playoffs.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. I just looked at the Atlantic. Who is finishing below Montreal?
I told you it was a hot take. What do you mean?
No, but you need to follow up this hot take. Who is finishing below Montreal?
I think Buffalo and Detroit are gonna finish below Montreal.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
I don't think Buffalo.
This is barring major injuries. Like, if Jake Allen goes down with injury, I'm throwing my take out the window. Okay, I'm not.
But that's like
no. I'm not trusting Sam Montembeault and Caden Primo again, or whoever they have to sign last second. No. This is if Jake Allen's healthy. Okay, Jake Allen's my boy. If he's healthy, Montreal, they're gonna do much better than people give them credit for. Their defense may be terrible. Their goaltending may be average at best, but their forward core is deep as hell, and they have a chance to.
Bro, I'm sorry. Their forward core is the most mid-core I've ever seen in my life. It's the most random bunch of people you've ever seen put together. I remember looking at this too. Oh my god! I know we have like a whole.
Suzuki, Slavkovsky with Caulfield. That line is gonna put up a point per game all day, every day. At least Suzuki and Caulfield, I think, will. Or almost a point per game. And then you got Sean Monahan, former first-line center, high-end first-round pick, rejuvenate his
that.
career.
I like him.
Playing
I
alongside
think he's
Jonathan
good.
Drouin, former 3rd overall
This
pick.
is the
of
most
same
random lineup ever.
Of the same draft, revitalizing his career alongside another former superstar. And then guess what? Big Josh Anderson pops in on the wing. That guy has a breakout season. Remember his 27 goals or whatever, 26 goals he had a few years ago? No. 30. Here it comes. Third line. It's crazy already. Look at this depth on center. Dvorak. That could be a first-line center in Arizona. That's all I'm saying. Christian Dvorak on the third line. Throwing Yoel Armia. That guy's a bounce-back season. Pops off. You never know. With Mike Hoffman.
You're giving me like
guys,
20, like
We're giving him
14,
so much
20.
leeway for what? He's just telling me. He's just saying randomness.
No. You throw Jake.
These are all
there's a
factually
purpose
correct,
behind this.
but
You throw Jake Evans on the fourth line with whoever else. It doesn't even matter. He's just so good. I mean, Paul Byron, the speedster. I haven't even included Gallagher yet, guys. That's crazy how depth this team is.
Oh yeah, that old man. Yeah.
No, he's healthy
Yeah.
this year. He looks solid. He see him bat that
Okay.
puck out of the air. So switch Gallagher with Armia. And guess what? Kirby Doc wasn't even mentioned. Boom. The depth. Once again, shining through for Montreal. That guy could be a first-line center in Chicago. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now look at all that. Look at all those players I listed off. How many of those guys are first-round picks? A lot of them. How many of those guys could put up easily 20, 30 goals? A lot of them. Mike Hoffman, boom, 20 goals right there. No, hear me out. 20 goals right there. Josh Anderson, 20 goals right there. Boom, that's 40 goals. Sean Monahan, that could be 20 goals. There you go, 60 goals right there, boys. Jonathan Drouin,
Bro, he was a healthy scratch in Calgary.
No, he was injured in Calgary. And then Drouin, another 20 goal scorer. Boom, that's 80 goals. Caulfield, I'd see 40. That's 120 goals right there. Suzuki, I'd give him at least 25. So that's 145 goals. Slavkovsky, I'll give him a mere 15. You know, he's just starting off. 160 goals right there. I didn't even included the defense or the fourth line.
And this is only one game you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Since we're talking
And
fantasy
then
last
just
year.
throwing the remaining one. Oh, Gallagher's a 30 goal scorer, so boom, that's 190 goals right there. So then throwing Dvorak, Byron, Evans, Doc, and the defense, easily over 200 goals.
Like
for
Chris
Montreal.
Weidman, right?
Yeah.
What a great defenseman.
That guy's gonna put up
and
at
Joel
least
Edmondson,
10 goals. from
Michael
him.
Madison, your first pairing. Oh man, and Dennis Savard.
Yeah. David Savard, come on, show some respect.
David Savard, sorry.
That's at least over 200 goals right there, guys. Over 200 goals for Montreal Canadiens. That makes you in the playoffs.
Cool.
Because Jake Allen's going to have a .930 save percentage this year. In front of this stellar defense, Chris Weidman's going to learn how to cross-check and just take people out. We're going to keep, I'd say, about 188 goals against. That's a solid difference of, 22 goals. Plus 22 on this season for goal difference.
And then Price comes back for playoffs, right?
And Price comes back for playoffs. Montreal goes on a deep run because, honestly, this is one of the best Montreal teams I've seen in years. At least forward-wise, and Carey Price can make any defense look good, so they'd win the cup. Boom.
I'm gonna apply this logic to another team in Alberta. So essentially, what Mike just did was like, "Oh, boom! I got this young guy, Leon Draisaitl, 19. He'll be okay. I got this other guy, Taylor Hall. I hope we don't trade him for nothing. The Connor McDavid. I hope." He doesn't win the Battle of Alberta on a shot that shouldn't have happened because the goal was in again. Oh, Jordan Eberle. I hope we don't trade him to the Islanders for nothing. He's pretty cool. Nail Yakupov. Oh, wow. He's our third first overall pick in the last 5 years because we're terrible. Patrick Maroon. Wow, he's so good too. I hope he doesn't go to another team and win a ring. Win another ring. Oh, win 3 rings. Yeah. So,
I mean,
I can apply the Mike logic.
You took it a little bit further than I did. I didn't start throwing out cup rings in there, but
my bad. My bad. So there's no cup rings to talk about.
You can easily see how Montreal can be a sleeper team on any given night. Like if you just take a night off against Montreal, no, hear me out. They're not going to keep a lot of pucks out of the net. But Martin St. Louis, you see him sliding in practice the other day. I don't know if you guys saw that clip, but he's putting his body on the line for his team. And then you know what's going to happen is the Habs are going to be on a decent winning streak, and then Martin St. Louis is going to sign a 1-year contract to be coach and player, rejuvenate his career, show Drouin how it's done, and boom, Montreal's in the playoffs just like that. In all seriousness, though, in all seriousness, Montreal's forward core is honestly one of the better forward cores I've seen in my lifetime in Montreal. and that's kind of depressing, but it's the truth. To be honest with you, I think Caulfield's better than Pacioretty was. Suzuki's the best center I've seen in my lifetime, other than maybe Koivu. But I think Suzuki's has a higher ceiling than Koivu did. Monahan is a former 6th overall pick who's supposedly finally healthy now. So he's been injured in the last 3-4 years. He's been injured the whole time. That's the reports that I'm hearing. And he rushed back from injury. He even said in an interview, I rushed back from injury because I wanted to play, and it made his injury worse. This time we're not rushing him back. Drouin, I mean, that guy cannot be a number 1 on a team, and finally he's like number 4. Mm-hmm. So this is where he usually shines. Anderson, just a workhorse, man. Hoffman, I mean, that guy's complete dog water right now, but I mean, if he can get me 15 goals, maybe 10, I'll be happy. Dvorak, if he can find a way to, I don't know, not be terrible this year, and Armia as well, and Gallagher is supposedly healthy as well. So I think Montreal, I'm just saying, they're not, look, odds are they're not going to make the playoffs, but you know what, just for fun, I'm going to say that they will, or not will, but they'll be really close. Like, they won't be last in their division, they'll probably finish like 5th. That's what I'm saying, or maybe 6th. How many are there? There's 8 in the Atlantic? Am I crazy? Hang on, math. Yeah, there's 8 in the Atlantic. Yeah. I'm saying 5th or 6th in the Atlantic, which is a hot take. Everyone's saying dead last in the league. So, and the Atlantic's a really good division. Like, everyone's saying, oh, Buffalo.
I don't even think they're gonna finish dead last. I think they're gonna finish second last.
You think Buffalo's gonna do worse?
No, I think Arizona will do worse, and then I think they'll finish.
You mean the league? I thought you meant the division. No, I'm saying they won't even be last in their own division.
Yeah, I know. I think we all heard what you said. I think everybody knows exactly how you feel about this team, which is very optimistic. And just in life,
I'm optimistic about they're going to be harder to play against than people give them credit for.
I just really hope, if anybody takes anything from this podcast, that in life you got to be positive. All right, you got to, not taking all the negative sides of things and look at everything in a positive outlook. And that's great to do, but sometimes it doesn't give you a real outlook on how things are. Right, so just have perspective in life. That is my main takeaway from Mike's little rant here, and I hope you guys take that away as well. And I guess we'll see at the end of the season what happens. But for now, I think we got to move on to the Metropolitan. We got to, or do we just want to do Atlantic? Let's just do Atlantic.
Yeah, we already did Montreal. We did Montreal. Yeah. Let's move on from the Montreal Canadiens. Let's do the Ottawa Senators. Touching upon their offseason quickly, signed Giroux. That's huge. Traded for DeBrincat. I think they fleeced Chicago with that trade. No offense to Korchinski. I think I've seen a lot of people already hating on this kid. Drafted like 6th overall. Like the defenseman there, everyone's like, oh, they lose no matter what. Like, this guy's not going to be anywhere as good as DeBrincat. I'm like, guys, like, come on. He literally drafted this year. Relax.
Mm-hmm.
He's not. You can't compare the two. One's a defenseman, one's a forward. Relax. Although I do think that Chicago kind of messed up by making this trade basically be on his shoulders. So... that's tough. But what do you guys think of that trade, and what do you think of Ottawa? What do you think Ottawa looks like this year?
Yeah, I think they actually had a really good offseason. I actually don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I think they'll be very close. I think they're gonna finish 5th in the division, because if not just squeak into a wild card, I think their forward core is really, really good. Their power play is gonna be super fun to watch. Like, you have Giroux on the second line. I think he's even on the second power play unit, or I don't know how they have it drawn up, but their forward core is really good. And I know their defense is really sus, but to be honest, their forward core will carry them. And I know it sucks that Talbot is injured, but he's a good pickup as well for them. I know his injury's not too long term, so he shouldn't be out for such a long time. And in the meantime, Anton Forsberg's a good goalie, so he'll be good. They'll be a competitive team. And yeah, just looking at their power play units, like Giroux's on the second unit with Stützle. Like, that's pretty good depth, right? So I have them finishing around the middle. Like, just, I don't know if this means they'll make the playoffs, but I think they're going to finish 5th in the Atlantic.
That's fair. Ponch, what do you think of Ottawa?
I like them.
Okay.
I think they're probably the second best team in Toronto, or in Ontario.
The other team in Ontario is pretty hard to beat, let's be honest.
Yeah.
This is a Habs fan, by the way. I'm not a Toronto guy. I mean, I do enjoy watching them because they're fun, but anyway, go ahead.
No, I think they're going to be good. They're going to be a lot better, and I think they just need time for Norris to develop. So you'll have Giroux in, and Giroux is not like completely dust yet. So
you still get
at least
60 points.
Yeah, so you still get service out of him.
Yeah,
for a good couple of years. And you're not expecting Drew to carry your team.
No,
You just,
not at
even
all.
if he shifts down to your third line or your second line, he's kind of like the Joe Thornton when the Sharks were like in playoff contention.
Yeah, he was
You
behind
don't need
Couture and
him.
Pavelski. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So,
Drew
yeah,
is
so you
really
don't.
supported here on this, like when compared to Philadelphia, right? Like at least the end of
Yeah.
Philadelphia, he's so much better supported of this lineup, and like
Yeah, night
yeah,
and day. Night and
Yeah.
day.
yeah,
Oh,
and it's
God, we're
cool
here to
that
Philly
I
later,
think
though.
it's a good way, like just to sorry to cut you off, but I think it's like they've done a good job rebuilding. I think honestly, like they have everybody signed. If Chuck Norris, Batherson, DeBrincat, Stutzla, Claude Giroux are top six, which is actually sick, and you have
Mhm.
Shabbat, which you're banking to have a bounce back season. And Jake Sanderson's a young guy as well. I think he's 20 years old. He's gonna
Yeah.
hop in this lineup as well. He's pretty good as well, man. So they've done a
Yeah.
good job. Like I don't think they're complete at all, but they've done a good job turning the franchise around. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And honestly, Pierre Dorian, like, to his credit, he had a really good team, right? And everyone kind of blamed him for the tire fire that they became. But
Mhm.
if you think about it, he built the previous good team with Mark Stone and all those guys, good drafting, really good drafting.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of good late picks, good scouting in terms of picking up Josh Norris. But anyway, he built the previous team under Stone, good pickup in Mike Hoffman, Eric Carlson. Obviously, they drafted. They kept Craig Anderson for a while, and he was a really good goalie. They had Ben Bishop at one point. They had Robin Leonard. Like, he built good teams, like really good teams. And then,
Yeah.
ownership, not even his fault, honestly. Let's be honest. The owner, I mean, rest in peace. But at the time, he was causing a lot of problems, and Pierre Dorian had to work with that. And he realized, you know what? There's so much turmoil here. He realized, okay, it's done. This team's done. He started his own rebuild, and did like 4 years, 3 years. Hasn't been that long. How many years ago was the Carlson trade? Like 3 years ago?
I think
Yeah.
3 years ago. I think it was like
It was
2018.
just before
20
COVID. Or like 4 years ago then?
2018, 2019.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
4 years ago. and now look at them. Everyone's like, oh my God, they're the future. And it's crazy that once he's allowed to spend money, what Pierre Dorian is able to do. Like, if you think about the teams he built without spending money the first time, now he's building a team. He built a team that was starting to get good, like the Senators last year. Everyone was talking about them. Okay, they're getting better. They're pesky to play against, the pesky Senators. And now he's able to spend money. He's able to spend money, and look what he did with it. So, Ottawa's going to be exciting. I'm with Berta, though. I don't necessarily see them making the playoffs this year. I mean, I don't think Forsberg is... I don't know. I haven't seen enough from him. Like, yeah, he had a great year last year, but it wasn't a full season. I want to see more from him this year. And, once he kind of earns that trust as a starter, then I'll be able to say, yeah, you know what? They're ready to go. Because I think their defense needs a bit of work. I like Zub. I don't trust, it was Zaitsev, the other Z. I don't trust Zaitsev and some other defensemen. Brandstrom, I think, still needs to put in some work. So other than Shabbat and Zub, I don't see a great decor there. I think they still have Hamonic, who I also really don't trust.
He sucks.
Yeah, that was not a Pierre Dorian thing. That was a Pierre McGuire thing. Anyway, he's gone, so don't worry, guys. Don't worry, Senators fans. But I'm gonna be excited to watch the Atlantic, man. I'm gonna be so excited to watch Senators play. I hate when they play against Montreal because Tim Stützle is always annoying, but there's always so many. Like, everyone, for some reason, Montreal hates Tim Stützle. I don't know why. Like, I don't hate the kid, but everyone hates that guy. Like, Gallagher especially hates that guy. But anyway, I won't get into that. Moving on.
Next team.
Yeah, next team is the Tampa Bay Lightning. Where do you guys see the Lightning finishing this year? We all know
I think they're getting the first overall pick.
Okay.
Could you imagine?
Dude, they got the first overall pick. They'd draft Connor Bedard, and then they'd be a star. Like, it wouldn't even be close, man.
There'd be like a 30-year dynasty, the dynasty they already have, plus like the next 20 years of Bedard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd have the next dynasty started already. Just with
Yeah,
Bedard.
yeah, in the middle of the current dynasty.
Yeah, because Kucherov's only 29, 30?
Yeah, he's not too
He's
old.
still pretty young. Braden Point's 26.
Yeah, I don't think it's too much to even say about Tampa Bay. I think we already know, like, they're gonna make the playoffs.
They're gonna be second or third in the division. Make the playoffs. Probably win the cup or go to the Stanley Cup final or conference finals.
Yeah.
We all agree on that?
Yep.
All right, goodbye Tampa Bay. Let's move on. Toronto Maple Leafs. What did you guys think of the goaltending decisions they made? I actually really like their choices. What do you guys think?
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Mhm.
I still think they just need to, like, it was the same thing with Edmonton. They needed to commit to a actual bona fide starter, whether it's through trade or signing, and I don't think they did that. But That being said, they can like Murray could emerge, and the other guy Samsonov, right? That's who else they have.
Yes, Matt
Or is it?
Murray and and Samsonov. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
one of them could prevail, maybe under a different system. Toronto's a different system from their previous team, so that's the best case scenario. Otherwise, I'm very like just about the same. Like they're gonna make the playoffs, some 1 through 3 somehow. Vance, what do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. There's not a whole lot going on here. Usually, they're gonna take their cheap shots because it's Toronto. They always take they always get kind of sandbagged in the media because they always say every year is their year.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Media does
think
do that to them.
really they just have to at this point they just have to prove it.
Yeah.
I think if you could, because they're just so stretched for cap, but they've got what they need, and like it sucks that 2 years ago JT got knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah, and he's
Just
injured
'cause-
again.
Yeah, like Matthews put up 60 goals, so I'm really happy with that. Marner is like he's not as bad as people make him out to be, because people are like,
Oh,
he can't do anything in the playoffs, and he's like,
Marner,
oh, he's
nah,
can I just
Marner-
say something real
that
quick
hate's
about
kind of gone away
Toronto?
from Marner right now. I think people
Yeah.
are starting to really appreciate him.
Can I just say how like there is one notable thing that happened in Toronto. I find
Yeah.
it so stupid that there's so many headlines about Marner playing defense, and I initially thought, oh, that's so cool. He's gonna play defense. He's playing defense on the power play. Every team has the forward playing defense on the power play on the top of it. I'm like, what is?
It's because in the game against Montreal in the preseason, 2 defensemen got injured, so they'd have 2 forwards play defense, and they were just teasing him about, would you play defense? He said, yeah, I'd play defense.
Oh my god.
yeah.
That's all it
If
is.
he,
That's
if he
literally all
actually
it
plays
is.
defense, that's pretty cool. But like, I honestly thought like that's what they meant. Oh, he might play defense. But when I actually read the reports, it's like he's gonna play defense on the power play. I'm like, what is
Yeah,
this?
Toronto media, man.
Yeah.
Toronto media. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say about the Leafs is I think they're gonna win the division. I think they're gonna have a tough first round matchup, and I think they're gonna win.
Nice.
I think they're gonna win their first round. It has to happen. If it doesn't happen this year, man,
Yeah.
it's just like burn it down, just walk away.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things. Like I've heard people saying, "Oh, Kyle Dubas hasn't gotten extended yet," and he admitted he understands why, but. There are a number of GMs around the league, or not GMs, but owners around the league, or people around the league that would hire a GM, so presidents of hockey ops and whatever. I think it was Elliot Friedman or someone on TSN or on Sportsnet asked or was asking them about it, and they said, "Yeah, I'd hire Kyle Dubas in a heartbeat." So I'm just saying, Toronto, he's built a good team that regularly wins a lot of games. You have a superstar on your team. He makes the stars happy. All I'm saying, don't overreact if your team loses in the first round and you go after Kyle Dubas. Kyle Dubas is not the problem. That's all I'm going to say to that. You look at everything that's made them lose their past couple of first rounds, and it's stuff like in fiction, man. You can't make this stuff up. Like, yeah, eventually you got to just find a way to win, but like, come on, man. Jake Muzzin going down with injury, one of them. Like Jake Muzzin and someone else. It was Jake Muzzin and Tavares being both injured, and then something else happened the year before. And it's just like there's you can't make that stuff up, you know. But anyway, all I'm gonna say is that don't overreact. Kyle Dubas is a great GM. Please keep him if you can. And I'm also gonna say I like his move to get Matt Murray. I think Matt Murray. There's reports he was playing injured in Ottawa. He also didn't get along with the owner at all. There's a lot of disputes about how they treated him, and he just hated his experience in Ottawa. So all I'm going to say is that if they create an environment for Matt Murray to succeed, Matt Murray will succeed. That's all I'm going to say. So I think Matt Murray's going to have at least a 9-10, 9-11 save percentage, which is above what Jack Campbell had. Pretty sure. So anyway, let's move on. The Florida Panthers. I'm going to say it quick. I'm just going to think they're going to either finish 4th in the division or barely miss.
Really? I think they'll make it. They're gonna be top 3 as well. It's just like I know they missed.
They don't have Uyghur anymore, and they lost Huberdeau.
I know they got to Chuck though. They're still
Yeah.
really good anyway. Their depth is still very good. Like if you
And
go
they
through
lost
their
Marchment.
yeah, I actually think I hope that Spencer Knight takes over. Actually, that's what I hope happens for them. But
And that
I don't think they're
contract.
bad enough to miss the playoffs. Like I know they lost Uyghur. I've always said their defense is gonna let them down, but
Yep.
they still have a loaded offense of Barkov, Reinhardt, Chuck,
Ben Sherratt.
Lundell, Ben Sherratt. Isn't he on? Isn't
He's
he
in
somewhere else
Detroit.
now?
You got
Oh,
a
he's-
big deal in
Yeah, he's
Detroit,
somewhere
man.
else now.
That's good luck. Good luck with that.
Yeah. I think they're gonna finish just in the playoffs. I don't think they're gonna have a good. I think last year's the best year they're ever gonna have. I think. Like
Yep.
I don't think they're gonna surpass that.
I'm pretty sure Huberdeau's their leading franchise scorer, and they just got rid of him. Like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're still gonna have like I would say 50 wins. That's what I would probably say.
Damn, you're
Yeah.
really high on the
45 to 50 wins. That's what I would say.
They don't have the same coach either. They fired their coach that got them pretty far. They have
Mhm.
Paul Maurice now. All I'm gonna say, I already
Paul
said my
Maurice.
take. Go ahead, Vanch.
I'll just sum it up real quick. I like Paul Maurice, but they've set themselves up for a little bit of a train wreck if Kachuk doesn't work out.
Mhm.
So Huberdeau was what 5 years older than Kachuk, but I think still Huberdeau's might have been better if it would have been like a 1-for-1. But
Yeah,
they
got
lost.
fleeced.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Shout out Calgary. But yeah, you lost Huberdeau, McKenzie, and you lost a first. So if this doesn't work, you're in big trouble moving forward. Plus, you're paying Sergey 10 mil.
They have like no first
So-
right now. They're only first.
They
in
have
3
nothing. No,
years.
their future is screwed. Like I think they totally screwed up their window because I think they're gonna be good still, but just not good enough anymore.
Their
like
window
they're
was last year, and they lost.
it was yeah
They
that
got
was their
swept
best
by
chance.
Tampa.
Yeah. Like Barkov's always gonna be good. Chuck's gonna be good, but now like using Huberdeau was humongous, and your goaltending is an
Right.
issue, and their defense already was an issue, and they lost a good defenseman. So
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see Sam Bennett, and I don't see Sam Ryan. Well, I think Sam Ryan might take a step up, but I don't see Sam Bennett and Duclair performing the same without Huberdeau.
yeah.
That-
A lot of these
I'm
guys will take a.
I'm just saying, Hubert. Like, they're still gonna be like they still have a solid team. I don't
Mhm.
think they're gonna be as good, man. I think they're gonna have a tough adjustment. Their defense is nowhere near what it was with Uyghur in it. I don't see them making the playoffs, man. If Bobrovsky decides to have a slightly worse year and Spencer Knight's also not stepping up, game over.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's actually a very fair point. I can see that totally happening. Like, it's gonna come down to their start too. I think the start of the season is very underrated.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's so hard to come out from. Like, we'll talk about Canucks a bit later on, but look how bad their start was, and they had like one of the best second half of the seasons out of the entire league, and they still missed. So it's gonna come down to the start for them, and having all these new things happening to them is a very
bad
tough
thing.
adjustment.
Yeah.
Right. So
Let's move on. Detroit Red Wings. Let's try to. I guess we'll do the Atlantic, and then we'll do one other one, and then we'll do the other one in the next stream. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think we'll be able to cover everything.
Because it's already we're already pretty far into it.
Oh,
And we'll see
I
how
like
we're
the
doing. We'll
Wings.
see how we're doing on time. But anyway, let's do Detroit here.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Red Wings?
I
Ooh,
like
the
the
Wings
moves
look
they
good.
made too. I think they're still in the rebuilding phase anyway. I really like their defensemen, like how they built. I feel like they're building from the net out. Like Husso was a great signing. I don't know if he's gonna be as perfect as he was last year, but like he is a really good goalie regardless. A big upgrade on what they had. Adding Ben Sherratt's good. They already have Siders good. Siders actually elite. I don't know why I say he's good. And Simon Edvinson's a defenseman. I don't think he played last year, but he's also a very highly touted prospect. So
If he plays, that'd be huge.
he will. I think he will play for sure.
Okay.
But he's a very good defenseman anyway. Like he's a good prospect, and I think they are building a good core here.
Yeah, and they're trying to show up their Sider a bit more with Sherratt. I think that's. I get what they're doing. I think they overpaid, but you have to overpay in free agency, and supposedly the cap next year could go up like $5 million.
I think it's by 2024 or 2025 it'll be up 10 million.
Yeah,
So,
that's huge.
yeah,
So that would make
yeah.
Ben Sherrod essentially a $2 million defenseman instead of 4. You know what I mean? Or a 3. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like the percentage
Mhm.
would be the equivalent of what is now a $2.5 million defenseman, which is good money for Ben Sherrod.
Yeah.
So you're saying Detroit could be sneaky, but probably won't make the playoffs?
Not playoffs, I don't think.
Okay. Punch?
Buffalo? Oh yeah, sorry, Punch.
Yeah, Detroit's good. Let's get to Buffalo.
All right.
I was just to say real quick, I saw a report by Greg Wyshynski saying that Detroit could be in and Toronto out for the playoffs.
Imagine that.
That's ridiculous. Oh,
I saw it on Twitter, man. I thought it was hilarious.
It's funny, but like their offensive core is okay. Like Larkin's really, really like. I think he's underrated. I think he's really good. Bertuzzi's healthy now.
Supposedly they were talking about moving him though.
Yeah, I don't know why that. I remember that take. I don't know why they would do that, but he is young enough to keep staying with his core, and he's really good. Lucas Raymond's really good as well, right? That's 2 good guys, and you also have Bertuzzi is good, and the rest of that is very questionable.
His refusal to get the COVID vaccination really buggered them up last year.
Yeah,
they were on a tear with him in the lineup. Like they were unreal with him in, and then. All right, let's move on. The Buffalo Sabres, I have them missing the playoffs. I have them finishing below Montreal. Obviously, that's my hot take, but I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be fun. They're still rebuilding.
Good, not great, right?
I think Owen Power's going to make their defense better. That's it.
Yeah. I think I'm excited to see Tage Thompson. Like, I think he's going to have a good year.
Malcolm Subban and Dustin Tokarski. So you're not making the playoffs. That's all I have to say.
They've also got like $20 million in cap, so... What they could do is you could see them during like free agency or not free agency, sorry, during the trade deadline.
Facilitators, right?
Just picking up like cap here and there and then just recuperating assets.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, like
there's still some good free agents available though. That's what I find confusing. So if you look at the free agency, the top. Oh wait, why is it showing Louis Eriksson, bro? I don't care.
Well, talking about good free agents.
Hang on, why is it not showing me the stats I want to see?
But yeah, just while you're doing that, like you can keep building on because you've got Owen Power, Rasmus Dahlin's only 22. Like I thought he was a lot older than he is. I am 22. I'm turning 23 this year, so he's my age. And then you got Yoki Haru too. So, like,
their defense is like shaping out okay.
Yeah. And then over with the Golden Knights trade, they have Krebs. So Krebs and Tuck. So just wait on, like. The Skinner contract's not going to get any better. But if they wait a couple years, because they're still in the rebuild, it's going to be a whole lot easier to buy out 27 million than to buy out 36. So.
Yeah. Well, like I was going to say, like if you're just looking at their potential, their defense is looking to be okay. Like Power and Dahlin as a 1-2 is like crazy good. And then Tage Thompson's looking to be a star. Victor Olofsson, he's also a guy who can bring you value. You gotta look at this as who can bring you value, right? Like Skinner, you know he's not gonna live with that contract, but he still will give you goals. He still can give you value, right? 20 goals is not out of the question for him. Like he should probably hit that. Casey Middlestat, I know he had a better second half last year and could be good. They also have Jack Quinn, who's a very young player. They have Peyton Krebs, like you said, who has been injury riddled, but could flourish into something. Tuck is a very good player as well. He's like the power forward that everyone kind of wants. And then Dylan Cozens as well. He's also very young. And you just got to see where this pans out. Like I'm sure one of these guys that I've mentioned will probably pan out a lot better than the other ones, and we just don't know which one, right? So they're going to be good, not great. That's how I see it.
I'm looking at Buffalo's team, and Ponch, I like that you mentioned their cap space that they have, and they can use some depth, man. I'm looking at free agency. Sonny Milano, supposedly.
I think he signed somewhere.
No, he's with Calgary, but supposedly they're not impressed. So if I'm
Ah,
him,
interesting.
if I'm Kevin Adams, I say, hey, Sonny Milano, come on down. I'd call up maybe Victor Rask, give him a chance to revive his career. He's
Mhm.
29. I'd call up. I wouldn't call up Galchenyuk. He was injured during the preseason on his PTO with Colorado. They really liked him. They said they'd bring him in if he's healthy. So that'd be like a deadline thing for Colorado. Watch out, Galchenyuk on a top 6 with that team. Oof, nasty.
Mm.
Anyway,
I know.
there's
sorry.
some guys. There's
I
Derek
know.
Brassard, Tyler Ennis,
Yeah.
Anton Strawman. There's some guys, man.
Okay.
Do you want to
So-
quickly? Oh, go on, Punch.
Just because Jason Robertson is still an RFA, and Buffalo does have their picks. I reckon Buffalo, if they don't go in on Patrick Kane,
Oof.
I think they could get Jason Robertson because
I don't see
Jason
Patrick-
You don't think they
Robertson.
match? Are you talking about an offer sheet?
Yeah. Well,
I feel
because
like they'll
Dallas doesn't have the
match.
cap. They
Yeah,
don't
but
have the cap to.
I think if it comes to that, I'm sure they'll do something. Like
yeah,
I,
but
They'll
they
do
have to
something, but-
overpay to get off cap. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin destroying their hopes of signing Jason Robertson.
Yo, low key, I actually think Tyler Seguin's gonna have a really good year this year.
oh,
He
if
put up
if
nearly 30 goals last year, and that was like his first, like, he was just coming off injury. This is his first full offseason of being healthy. I think
yeah,
he's
that'd
gonna have a
be
really
nice
good
to
year.
see. It'd be nice to
Yeah,
see
but
Yeah.
Tyler
Ben,
Seguin
Ben is
healthy.
fucking chalk.
Ben's
That guy
done,
is.
yeah, Ben.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
not good.
if nothing's going forward, if I'm Kevin Adams, I'm hopping. I'm trying to get Robertson because I know Dallas isn't gonna be too happy about it, but he's a young guy, and right now when your team, you've got the space and your core is so young that you could make a decent run pretty soon,
I look
Do you
at
guys want a
Buffalo,
quick
though,
sooner than later.
I feel like they need help on defense and goaltending.
Buffalo? I think they
Yes.
need goaltending help for sure. Defense can round out later
They could
on.
use
I
a
think,
right-handed defenseman.
yeah, true.
Like,
Like
their best
Brent
guy
Burns.
right now is Henry Jokiharju, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Like Mark Edward Vlasic.
Yeah.
Sure, if
Okay.
he switched handedness. Boston to end off the Atlantic?
Yeah, Boston, I think same thing. The main thing is they brought back Krejci, and I think he'll be good. I just not as what not what Boston remembers him as. Like he'll still be a good player, but just like good enough. You know, like I think they'll probably make the playoffs too. I see 4 teams in this division making the playoffs. So yeah, nothing to really talk about for them.
Fair enough.
Oh, actually no, Charlie McAvoy's out for like
A while. And
almost the
Marchand
entire season.
and Hall.
And Marchand, yeah. Oh,
And
they
Hall.
actually might miss the playoffs. This
Dude,
could be
they're
a
not
year they miss the
making it, man. If
playoffs.
that many injuries happen,
Yeah,
Bergeron's
that's
have to
actually tough.
step up big time. He was close to
Yeah.
retiring this year.
yeah.
I
That
think
actually,
injuries, man.
yeah. I think I retract that statement. I think someone else will make the playoffs over them.
Yeah.
Just because those are 2 very long-term injuries. As your number 1 defenseman and your number 1 forward.
Shishin's... no, wait. Jay Fresh, I think it was? Or no, it was a Dom Lashishin. Oh, it was Dom. Dom's graphic had the Boston Bruins winning the President's Trophy.
Ay. What the heck?
I don't know if it was the President's Trophy or just winning the Atlantic. And I think it's because of Krejci being added to the team because the graphic really liked Krejci and it really likes the line of Bergeron, DeBrusque, and Marchand, and then the line of Krejci, Pasternak, and Hall. Dude, those are 2 nasty.
Good, solid top 6.
Those are
That's
2
a really good top
nasty
6.
Yeah.
first lines,
Yeah.
man. Oh my god! Like obviously Hall and Pasternak got to carry Krejci a little bit, and then Bergeron and Marchand carry DeBrusque a little bit. But that's a way you want to build a team. Like I like when I play NHL, like when I build my team, I like having 2 really good guys with like a solid guy, and then having another 2 really good guys with a solid guy, because they always just complement the better players, make the better players better, and make those guys. That's how I like building a team, and Boston did it so well. It's just obviously the rest of their team could use. Use a
Do
little
you guys
bit
want
of
to quickly rank like what each of us think our Atlantic is gonna look like? Like
yeah,
1 to 8.
let's do a little rundown here, 1 through 8. Why not? Why not?
Okay.
I'll
So
include my
I-
Montreal hot take in there. I'll include my Montreal hot
Okay,
take in
cool.
there.
I'll quickly do mine. I won't talk too much about it, but
All right.
I'm gonna put Tampa first. I'm gonna put Toronto second. I'll put Florida third. Buffalo fourth. Boston fifth. Detroit 6. Oh, actually, yo, I need to redo this. I'm sorry, I missed Ottawa. Okay, actually, okay. This is gonna look so different now. Okay, no, Tampa Bay first, Toronto second, Ottawa third, Florida fourth, Boston fifth, Buffalo 6, Detroit 7, and Montreal 8.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm still writing out my list right now.
How about you do yours, Punch?
So I've got Tampa Bay. I've got the Maple Leafs. I've got the Panthers, the Sens,
Dude, mine's so
the
bad.
Sabers,
Mm-hmm.
the Bruins,
Ooh.
the Red Wings, and then the Canadians. I think
Okay.
if the Bruins don't pick up, like if they don't at least split the first half of the season, or not even the first half of the season, the first couple months, or they need to be just winning, like just over 500, or else they're not going to make it. Because I think the Atlantic is more competitive than what people think it might be, especially because the wild card. Because even the Metro is like, there's no lock for the Metro, and it's going to be a real tough go.
So obviously, my division, I'm being a homer for the Habs. Obviously, I'm admitting
This guy's
that.
gonna put Montreal first.
No, of course not. I put Toronto first. So I have Toronto first.
Wow, Toronto fan.
I don't think that's a pretty hot. I think that's a pretty mild take. That's pretty easy. I have Tampa Bay second, Boston third because they just always find a way. Boston's Boston. Montreal fourth, Ottawa fifth, Florida sixth, Detroit seventh, and Buffalo eighth.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
If Craig Anderson gets injured, Buffalo, I am sorry. Good luck. But then again, if Jake Allen gets injured, Montreal's last. So.
All right, Metropolitan.
You know what? Maybe Montembeau is his breakout year, man. Maybe this is the year he proves himself as a starter in the NHL, elite goalie, Sam Montembeau.
So, if we want to speedrun the Metro, do you guys want to go from 8th to 1st?
No, because we're gonna have different.
Oh, I think we can all
teams
agree on
one.
8th.
Oh yeah, well we can talk about
Flyers.
1, 2, 3. The Columbus Blue Jackets.
No, Philly's gonna finish. They're gonna have such a horrible year.
Yeah,
They're literally a
Tortorella
dumpster fire.
manages to turn these guys into playoff team.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I want to know what him and Tony DeAngelo's relationship's gonna be.
Oh, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be god awful, and I haven't been fantasy hockey, but not on my good team.
Yeah, well, John Tortorella is known as a calm, level-headed person who was very reasonable
and easy to get along with, for sure.
and easygoing.
All right, so Philadelphia, we can kind of just talk about how they had so many injuries. Sean Couturier, Ryan Ellis, that kind of sucks. And they also traded away Giroux. They lost Voracek. Obviously, not last year, but they lost him a little while ago. I don't see Philadelphia doing much this year, and I don't think they want to. So let's move on. 7th. Do you guys?
I've got the Islanders.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Isles as well. Cool. So I just say the Islanders because they don't have Barry Trotz as their coach.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same. Actually,
no,
I'm not gonna say the same. I think 7th will be Columbus. Actually, even though they added Gaudreau.
I have Columbus in 6th, so we can swap those.
Okay,
if you want.
sure.
We're
gonna have different things, anyways. That's fine. But we can talk about the Islanders though. Let's say that the Islanders, they lost Trotz. Didn't add anything at all.
Didn't replace him.
Yeah.
In a good way, I don't think. I don't really know who their coach is, to be honest.
I don't know either, but
I didn't hear anything about their coach.
I don't even know who is their coach. What the heck?
I don't know who their coach is. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you.
I will do a quick Google.
I don't know, but I think that being said though, like I think they're actually more offensive because Trotz is really defensive, and like with that being said, Barzal is going to be unleashed a little bit. That's
I'm
how
excited
I see
to
it.
See what Matt Barzal does this year.
Yeah,
Lane Lambert.
No idea who that is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. But also Sorokin is too good for them to finish so low. That's what I think.
I mean, if they just don't score.
I don't think he's... I mean, like, Dobson and Pellick could be good, but, like,
Dobson's
relatively speaking...
I don't grabbed Romanov, then turned off their phones until today.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, relatively speaking, I don't think you could get better. I don't see them being better than the Devils or Columbus.
Fair.
I could
Do you
see
want to
them
talk about?
better than Columbus, but not the Devils.
Do you want to talk
Yeah.
about Columbus next then?
Yeah, Columbus.
Yeah.
Line 8 in a full season with Columbus, no injuries, no tragic deaths at home / things going on at home. I think would be nice. He was really playing well in Columbus. He was on fire, and then obviously shit went down, and understandably left the team for a bit. Him playing with Voracek will be nice. Voracek has someone to pass who can snipe like crazy. So Voracek, if you want in fantasy hockey, I'd recommend him. He'll get a lot of assists.
I'm pretty sure him and Gaudreau play together though.
Maybe,
no?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I might keep them split up though. I don't know. We'll see how they gel. Just to keep the rest of the team, afloat. But Boone Jenner, he's a solid center. Throw in Johnny Gaudreau. Throw in Zach Werenski. Throw in
Ken Johnson. See what he
Ken
does.
Johnson.
I don't think this team is as bad as you think it is because they also have Gustav Nyquist.
Oh God! Don't even get me started.
Yeah, but they still have good
former
goaltending though.
Detroit and Shark legend.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say they also have, what's his name down the middle? It's not Ken Johnson.
Roslovic.
It's Roslovic, but not him.
Sillinger.
Thank you, Cole Sillinger. He's a good player too. So
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Columbus could surprise, but I don't think they're better than the Devils. I think Devils finished 5th this year.
Yeah.
I think that's fair based on who's.
I think Jack Hughes is gonna have 100 points.
Oh yeah, at least 90.
I think Jack Hughes will have 300 points too.
Yeah, I actually seriously think he's gonna have at least 90 to 100 points if he stays healthy the whole year.
Yeah.
So
He'd be a sleeper pick in fantasy hockey.
Yeah.
Or I keep saying that. Here I am, friggin' spoon feeding you guys. Maybe that's my tactic. Maybe I'm trying to get you guys to take shitty players. I'm just kidding. Jack Hughes is a great player. Moving on. 4th, I think we can say Washington. Is that fair?
I'm gonna say a different number, but we can talk about Washington. I think Washington, they didn't do anything, but they lost Tom Wilson for. Yeah, they're washed. Yeah. Okay,
I'm
great.
sorry, guys. I'll just turn off the stream.
Oh, you got him
right now.
Oh no,
they
actually they signed what's his name in net?
Dylan Strome.
No.
Kemper.
Yeah, Kemper is a good goalie, man. He could be. I know he's not great. He's not amazing, but he's a good goalie. So I think they lost Tom Wilson for a significant amount of time, but they got Kemper.
Oh no.
So yeah, I mean they're gonna finish around the same they finished last year, I think.
Yeah.
All
right.
I think they also lose Kuznetsov for a little bit?
No, he's there.
He's still there.
He's back.
All right. Moving on.
Backstrom. It's Backstrom.
Yeah, Backstrom's
Pittsburgh?
done. Dude, they're replacing Backstrom with Dylan Strome. I'm sorry. Good luck. 3rd, so here's the thing. I would have said Pittsburgh, but I'm gonna go with the I'm gonna go Rangers. Oh man, that's tough. I'm going Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers. I think the Rangers got better, to be honest.
It's not hate on them. I'm just saying Carolina's first without a doubt in my mind, and I think the Penguins just have good regular seasons.
I think the Rangers, if you want to talk about the Rangers a little bit longer, because I think they're kind of in a very interesting team. They added Trocheck. He's I think he's going to be a really good second line center there, playing with Panarin. And I'm assuming he's going to play with Panarin. And then you have Lafreniere, and you still kept Kakko. So, I'm sure at this point, one of them will pan out. I don't know. Obviously, Lafreniere is the more likely one.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do.
You have me rethinking my take, actually. You know what?
Yeah,
I think Rangers above. I think Rangers are second for me, and then Pittsburgh 3rd.
Yeah, their defense can be really good. After all of the rumors, they kept Braden Schneider on defense still, and they still have Trouba, they still have Fox, Condre Miller's good, Ryan Lindgren's good. Their power play is going to be just as good as last year.
They have one of the youngest decors in the league. I think their average is 24.
Yeah, and they're all locked up. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah,
and they picked up. And they've got Sammy Blade this. And they have also got Vancouver legend Jimmy Vesey. So
I thought you were gonna say Halak, but
Vesey's on a PTO. I mean Halak. He's a good backup goalie, man. He can.
Yeah.
When he wants.
You don't even need a backup when you're Sturkin though. But anyway, yeah.
Are we gonna sleep on Artemi Panarin here?
No. Panarin's gonna have a good year too, man. I think this team is really good. I think they got better. We'll see how good their 5-on-5 play is because that was their main thing. I think that was lacking last year. We know their power play is gonna be good, but we'll see what happens 5-on-5.
If they play Hedel with Lafreniere and Kakko, that's what Gerard Gallant was
Cap
saying he
friend.
was going to do.
Yeah.
So if
That could be a really good line.
They played well in the playoffs. I think that's a good way to go. I really do. I don't think they deserve to beat Pittsburgh in that first round. To be honest with you, I don't think they deserve to win that series.
Mhm.
If Pittsburgh had a somewhat of an NHL level goalie in nets, they would have won easily.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense.
Well,
to
if
Lou
they
Domingue,
had-
he did his job, but like,
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on to Pittsburgh here. I have them third. I switched there, Berta. I think Rangers will be second in the division.
Mhm.
So the Penguins, I like their move for Petrie. Smart move. He's older than Matheson, but the advantage is he plays the right side. So what you have now is you have Letang on the right side, and then below him you have Petrie. So Petrie's sheltered once again. He's no longer the top guy. Although he was doing fine in Montreal. As soon as I switched to St. Louis, he had 20 points in 27 games or something like that, which is pretty good for a defense, let's be honest, especially on a shitty team like Montreal. At least how bad we were last year. So Petrie, I think he has a bounce back year. He complements Letang well, takes a bit of load off for Letang. So that's helpful. Hopefully keep him healthy. And then come playoff time, that'll be awesome. I mean, you have those two guys on the right side. You lose John Marino. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like John Marino, but I think Petrie's more mobile than John Marino was. He's better at moving the puck than John Marino was. He's just older. But I mean, their window's not John Marino's window anyway, so you might as well get the better player. And then on the left side, you still have Dumoulin. You still have a few other guys there. I don't like the loss of Matheson. I used to say he was always overpaid, and I still think he is overpaid. But for what he provides, he's a good player. So that's tough, man. Hey, Torque_Jacob. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the community. What?
I was just saying what's up to Jacob.
Oh,
He's a long time dude.
yeah.
Yeah, they also added Juan Ruda as well. He's another like solid defenseman. I think
Wait, did you say Juan Ruda?
it is Juan Ruda.
Is Jan Ruda?
Juan Ruda. Come on.
You. Jan.
Nope, I'm saying Juan Ruda.
It's not Juan
Oh.
Ruda.
It sounds better.
It does not sound better. Jan Ruda sounds
Juan Ruda.
really
Okay, anyway.
sounds better.
Listen, anyway.
Jacob, please.
John Ruda. No, it's not
Well,
John Ruda.
no,
It's Juan Ruda.
No.
Jan
Berta
Ruda.
is saying Juan Ruda for Jan Ruda. Or Jan
know.
Jan Ruda.
Jan
It's
Ruda?
not Jan.
Juan Ruda.
Jake,
Jan Ruda.
Jake, come on. No.
Jan Ruda?
Yeah.
God damn it, dude.
So-
Spider-Man, don't do
Jan
this.
Rata.
Okay. Anyway, I think their defense is gonna be. It's like they can spread the minutes of all these guys now because all of them can play equal, like pretty close to equal amount of minutes, right? So it's not like it's gonna be a heavy workload on any of them. Crosby's still gonna. You already know his floor is gonna be like a point per game guy. So
Yeah.
and Malkin, if he's healthy, same thing. And Gensel as well. I'm sure he's gonna have a great year. They're gonna finish pretty high, I think. Just usually how they usually do. And then who else we have left? We have Carolina, right?
Carolina I have first. I think we all have Carolina
Yeah, I
first.
can also say
They
they're
pick
gonna
up
be
Brent
Actually
Burns
didn't
for
have
free,
Carolina.
as well as Dylan Coughlin, as well as Max. No, sorry, not Brent Burns for free. They actually gave up stuff for Brent Burns, slightly. They pick up Max Pacioretty for free, and then Vegas like, oh, not only do we give you a point per game, 30-goal scorer easily in his sleep, let's also give you Dylan Coughlin. Here you go, young right-handed defenseman who can play top 4 minutes.
I like that.
How does that sound, Carolina? Oh, what do we want in return? What do you mean? Oh, never mind. Hangs up the phone. Gets both those things for free. Vegas, you're so dumb, but it's hilarious at this point. I don't know what you're doing, but Carolina, man,
They're
that
like
is-
they're like
they're gonna be
Walmart,
scary good.
like Tampa Bay.
they replaced
Like they tried
Tony
to do
DeAngelo's
everything.
offense. They're a Walmart, Tampa Bay. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Carolina is.
Yeah.
No,
No.
Carolina's a better defense
like
than Tampa Bay.
no, sorry. Vegas is a Walmart, Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they're not.
They
even
tried
a
to do
Walmart.
what-
They're like a Dollarama, Tampa Bay. No, don't even try Walmart.
They tried to do the same things that Tampa Bay did, but just a lot worse.
No,
And it
see, Tampa
didn't
Bay was
pan out.
loyal. They kept Kucherov the whole time, Stamkos the whole time. Vegas like, oh, we have some budding stars other than the triplet, not the triple line, but the Marchessault, Carlson, and Smith line. Everyone else is like, you're expendable. Get out of here. Fleury, face of the franchise.
Yeah.
Everyone loves you. Heck, F off, man. We'll give you away for free.
Later, pal.
The only thing I'll say, like, I think they're gonna be so good. I actually think they're gonna win the President's Trophy this year. Like, I think they're that
Carolina?
good. But
yeah, they're studs.
yeah, it's just Kokniemi at second line center is kind of tough, but because I don't know how good he can be, but
for Jesperi Kotkaniemi.
if he has a breakout season, that's crazy good. But like
Just bring
other than that,
Pacioretty.
that's my only concern. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good year for them. Anderson is healthy, so that's great.
Yeah.
I just realized I have Jake Gardner on the IR. What the heck? Okay, anyway.
Well,
Yeah.
like Jarvis, surely Jarvis is gonna pan out. I really like
Seth Jarvis. Yeah.
Seth.
Seth
Hard
Myers.
start hard F.
Seth. CD. Anyway.
CD.
So that's
let's rank it.
I already did my ranking. I have Carolina first, Rangers
Mhm.
second, Pens third, Washington fourth, Devils fifth, Blue Jackets sixth, Isles seventh, Flyers eighth. If I had to pick a team to make the playoffs, out of like to pass one of my top four, I think the Devils could leapfrog Washington.
Fair. I'm going to say Carolina. It's pretty close to yours. Carolina first, Rangers second, Pittsburgh third, which is actually how it ended up last year. And then I'm going to say New Jersey is going to be fourth, Washington fifth, Columbus sixth, Islanders seven, and Philadelphia eight.
So basically the same, just flipping Washington and
Yeah.
Punch.
Let me pull out the teams in front of me so that I can list them in the proper order.
That's
So,
fair.
eighth, I've got the Flyers.
Yep.
Seventh, I've got the Islanders.
Yep.
Got.
This is the hard part. It's always picking the middle teams.
I think I've got the Devils at fifth, and then sixth, and then I've got the Blue Jackets.
At fifth, okay.
And then at fourth, I've got the Capitals. I've got the Penguins, the Rangers, and then the Canes.
Fair enough. All believable stats. We have the exact same top three between the three of us. So that's if one of us wrong, we're all wrong about the top three. So that'd be kind of tough, but it is what it is. We're not really gonna look back on these big wow, nailed it, because these are impossible to predict.
No, if
I mean, hey,
it becomes relevant later on.
Got all eight. Like if Montreal finishes fourth and makes the playoffs, I will definitely go back and look at this and be like, wow, Mike, you're a freaking genius, man.
There's times when we're right, eh? Because I think one of us called the Marc-Andre Fleury to Minnesota trade.
Mm-hmm.
Did we call it Minnesota? We did, eh?
I think
one of us did, but we can't. I can't find the clip.
Ah, darn. We gotta start writing this stuff down. That'll just make more minier videos, and we'll have easier references.
Write that down. Down.
But from time to time, we're like right, so
it's nice
kind
to
of
be
fun
right
when
sometimes, eh, boys? It's nice to get some things right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, do we want to do the Western Conference or do we want to call it here? We're about an hour in.
I reckon we might call it in because I've got places to be.
That's fair.
People to see.
And I have to finish setting up my room. So back home. It'll be fun.
Sounds good. I will
good to be back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for stopping by on the live stream today. Trade someone says punch. Stretch. I'll get a little hands behind my back here. Do the outro. I can't really stand up right now, but I'll do some nice little stretches like this. Trade Mike. God damn, Punch, I just came back. What do you mean trade Mike? Anyway, thank you everyone for stopping by. Spire from Naruto. Jake, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Fan Connection community, although you're already part of Berta's community, which is part of our community. But anyway, officially welcoming you, at least on my behalf. Danny, welcome back to the podcast. Happy to have you as well. Obviously, Berta and Punch, thank you guys for being here. And so just a quick reminder, we're going to be streaming our fantasy hockey draft. At least I'll be streaming my end of the draft. 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to try to get on live before 4:30 as a nice little intro. We talk about a mock draft. Start building up a nice little list of players together. I end work at 4, so I should be good to go for that. And so just if anybody wants to be part of the draft, part of the fantasy draft, please send us a message on. The ideal place to reach is on Discord. So if you're in the Discord, please send us a note. Say, hey, I'd love to be part of your fantasy hockey pool /draft. So why am I
anyway, so you can message us on Discord
Yeah.
or anywhere else.
Was I muted
So-
for you guys?
Yeah.
I wasn't muted
Yeah.
on the stream though. So anyway,
Oh, okay.
so yeah, just let us know. I don't know how that happened, by the way. So just let us know, and we'll definitely get us added. We have a total of 20 teams permissible in the league. We have, I think, 8 so far with the 3 of us and a few other guys. So if anybody's interested and wants to be part of the fantasy hockey draft tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, please let us know. And stay tuned for more episodes of the Fan Connection podcast. I believe we're doing every Sunday and Wednesday for now.
Mhm.
But if the schedule changes, because it could change at any given time, I might have hockey on a Wednesday night or a Sunday. Who knows? Or Ponch might have school or an exam, or Berta might have work or a meeting or something comes up. We'll keep you guys posted on our Discord as always. But for now, we'll see you in the next one.